In this video, you will learn how to multiply binomials. Now, to understand how to multiply binomials, we first need to understand the distributive property. So with the distributive property, if we are distributing the binomial 2x to the binomial x plus 4, what we do is we distribute by taking 2x times x to get 2x squared, then 2x times 4 to get 8x. So when I multiply, I get 2x squared plus 8x. So that is what I do when the first term in front is a monomial. Now what if we have another term in the front? So now we have a binomial. For example, what if we had 2x plus 1 times x plus 4? Well, the process is basically the same thing, except we're distributing the 2x and the 1 to both terms over here. So we distribute the 2x by multiplying by an x and by a 4 like we just did. So we have 2x times x, which is 2x squared, then 2x times 4, that gives me 8x. So I've distributed just like I did over here, but now I have this plus 1 that I need to distribute as well. So I need to distribute the 1 by multiplying the 1 to the x and to the 4 also. So 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times 4 is 4. So I have distributed both the 2x and the 1 to the quantity of x plus 4. And then from here, notice that I can combine the 8x and the 1x. So what I have is 2x squared, and then 8x plus 1x would give you 9x, and then plus 4. So when I multiply, my expression is going to be 2x squared plus 9x plus 4. Let's take a look at some other examples. Here we have 2x plus 3 squared. Now be careful here, because when I'm squaring, what that means is that I take 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. So what I do, remember, is I distribute the 2x to both terms. That gives me 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. Then 2x times 3 is going to be 6x. And then I distribute the 3 to both terms. So 3 times 2x and 3 times 3. 3 times 2x is 6x, and then 3 times 3 is 9. So I have this expression, and I can simplify by combining the 6x and the 6x. That's going to give me 4x squared, and then 6 plus 6 is 12, so 12x, and then plus 9. So when I multiply, I'm left with this trinomial. Now just be careful, because what many people try to do is they see the 2x plus 3 squared, and they say, oh, the 2x, we can square that to get 4x squared, and square the 3 to get 9. Well, notice this is not the right answer, because we're missing this middle term of 12x. We're forgetting the fact that what we're doing is we're squaring, which means we multiply the entire quantity of 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. And when you go through that process, you get this middle term right here. So just be careful when you see the squared that you actually take the time to multiply everything out. Here is another example. Here we have 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. So to multiply again, I want to distribute the 2x and the 3 to both terms over here. So 2x times 2x and 2x times negative 3. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. And then I can distribute the 3 right here and multiply that to both terms. 3 times 2x is a positive 6x, and 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So I've distributed both the 2x and the 3, and now I can combine like terms. This negative 6x and the positive 6x can combine. Negative 6 plus 6 would give me 0, so that cancels out. I'm left with 4x squared minus 9. So this here is my solution when I multiply. And a little side note, notice that the middle terms cancel right? The negative 6x and the plus 6x. That will always happen if you have an expression like you see here in the top, where everything is the same except for the signs are different. So like 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. That happened as well if you had like x plus 4 times x minus 4, something like that, where the only thing different is a plus and minus sign. So for anything like that, you're going to have those middle terms canceling out. Let's take a look at two more examples. Here we are told to multiply 3x minus 2 times x plus 4. So to multiply, I distribute the 3x to both terms. So 3x times x is 3x squared, and 3x times 4 would give me 12x. I then need to distribute this negative 2 to both terms. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So I have distributed both the 3x and the negative 2, and that gives me 3x squared plus 12x minus 2x minus 8. And then I can combine like terms. 12x minus 2x is going to give me 10, because 12 minus 2 is 10, so I have plus 10x, and then minus 8. So this here is my simplified form after I multiply. And we see everything that we just did all typed up down here. Now something I want to point out, and that is the process that we are doing. What we're doing is we're taking the first terms and multiplying to get the 3x squared. Right, then we did the outer, 3x times 4 to get 12x. We multiplied the inner numbers, so negative 2 and x together to get negative 2x. And then we multiplied the last numbers together, negative 2 times 4, to get the negative 8. So we have the first, outer, inner, and last terms multiplied together. And notice if you take the first letter of each of those words, it spells the word FOIL. So when you multiply two binomials together, this process many times is called the FOIL method, because what you're doing is you are distributing, but that process is taking the first terms, multiplying those, then multiplying the outer terms, then multiplying the inner terms, then multiplying the last terms. So this method right here, this phrase, is a phrase that you will see often when you are studying algebra. So next we're going to look at one more example and using what we call the FOIL method, which is the same thing as distributing, it just has another word or name to it. So here we take the 2x times the 4x. We multiply the first together. So when you do the first together, 2 times 4 is 8, and x times x is x squared. Then we multiply the outer terms, which would be the 2x and the negative 1. That gives you negative 2x. Then you do the inner, so 3 times 4x to get 12x. And then you do the last terms, 3 times negative 1 to get negative 3. So it's the same thing as distributing, just with a different name given to it. And then from here, we can take the negative 2x and combine that with the plus 12x. Negative 2 plus 12 would give me 10. So my answer is 8x squared plus 10x minus 3. Now to finish this lesson, there are a few definitions to know. So after you multiply the two binomials, you are left with a trinomial. So trinomial, remember, means 3 terms. So we have 1, 2, 3 parts. So this would be a trinomial. Okay, this 2x squared term is called the quadratic term because the degree is 2. So the exponent is a 2, has a degree of 2, and this is called the quadratic term. This middle term of 3x is called the linear term, and that is because it has a degree of 1. So the exponent with the x is an assumed 1. So this is called the linear term because the degree is 1. And then the last term, the negative 4, that is called the constant term because it is our constant or our number that does not change. And this has a degree of 0. And the entire polynomial is called a quadratic polynomial because the largest degree, the largest term, has a degree of 2. So because of this, the entire trinomial is called a quadratic polynomial.